Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Simon here with another episode of Star Wars Andor. Apologies for my dishevelled look this morning. As we get further and further into the winter months, it's getting harder and harder to wake up early for these episodes. And it's getting colder as well, so that doesn't help things. I'll soon be wearing my jumpers. I'm also due for a haircut this weekend because my hair is absolutely ridiculous. But we are here with episode number 8 of Star Wars Andor, and the beginning of a new arc, as I believe it to be. Last week's episode was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. Again, it's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that. Some people think it's slow. Some people think it's a bit boring. They prefer the traditional Star Wars style, which is, lightsabers and space battles. For me, this kind of more politically based sort of slow build thriller is my cup of tea. It's something I've really enjoyed. I've enjoyed the intelligent dialogue, the kind of political intrigue, the subtle way it's kind of building to something bigger. And, there's also something about the look of the show which just delights me. And I don't know if it's because a lot of it reminds me of home. It is mostly filmed in the UK. I even mentioned last week that the beach planet at the very end of the episode looked like, a UK beach resort, and it was Cleveland's, which is not too far from where I live. It's about an hour away up north in Lancashire. Lancashire, that's how they talk in Lancashire. It's because it's got that kind of grey, concrete, look to it. It's got a dystopian feel in a way. And also, the sky was a bit grey, the sea was a bit brown. It kind of flattered to deceive. It kind of looked like it could be a holiday resort on a really bad day. And it was just a British seaside resort. And that's exactly what they're like here. The further south you go, the better the weather tends to get, but the architecture doesn't really change too much. And, it's the same with Coruscant, where we see Cyril. Everything there seems to be filmed in kind of like the working class London area, which again isn't too dissimilar to working class areas in other big cities. These big concrete buildings, the big tower blocks of flats. And, it's just got such a homely feel to it. It's great. I say that, as if the UK is a place to live like the Empire. And to be fair, right now it kind of is. But that's a different story for a different day. So yeah, we've seen Cassian get arrested. They really visually and metaphorically showed us the shift towards the fascist state in the last episode. The tightening grip of the Empire. And the simplest way of that is just that Cassian was just walking down the beach and he's all of a sudden got himself a 6-year sentence in prison. That's the way things go in fascist states, I'm afraid. And it's going to be interesting to see. I'm guessing there's going to be a prison break arc. Whether Luthen, finds out that he's been arrested and put in jail. I'm not 100% sure. Vel is obviously on the look for him as well, so it could be that she finds him and instead of killing him, breaks him out. And then we've also got all the stuff going on with Mon Mothma, who is slowly starting to show her hand, and move towards that Rebel Alliance leader that we all, have come to know. But yeah, I'm loving the show. Really am. It's great, and I am looking forward to these last 6 episodes. I'll be a bit sad when it's gone because, we've not got the House of the Dragon anymore. We've not got the Rings of Power anymore. The only thing I've got left is this and Lower Decks. And Lower Decks isn't going to be on too much longer either. So, yeah. But then, we've got Tales of the Jedi coming up, which I'm still deciding on whether to react to or not. In fact, I believe that's out today. So, I'll see. It's all a really short episode, so I might just react to it all in one go. But anyway, we're going to jump in. So let's watch the episode. How's the day job going, Cyril? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm Lieutenant Dedra Mira. I'm the advisor for the Morlana sector.
She wants to interview him.
Lieutenant Bluffin.
I lost the questions. Ferrex, missing fuel specialist. An unresponsive energy engineer, a fuel purity field officer, suspected of forging Imperial.
He's using his job to try and get information.
Standards for less than a month, and you filed 5 false inquiries.
6, actually.
I wasn't counting this morning. You signed it.
I was given no choice.
He's starting to see now.
The Starpath was left behind as he escaped the tactical team sent in to arrest him. Andor was in the act of transferring.
Yularen doesn't give anything away.
Named Axis.
Is this the beating? I think you get a welcome beating.
This is an Imperial factory facility. You've all been assessed as labor worthy.
What is with the boots?
Following this introduction, you'll be transferred to your level assignment. And it's a potent question. And hopefully one you won't need to have answered very often, but...
Oh. What the hell?
Our floors are tungstoid steel.
Ah.
Time productively.
That's why they're wearing the boots.
This needn't be more than a memory. Good luck, T.
That makes sense. The floor is torture.
Can one ever be too aggressive in preserving order?
Oh man, he's the ideal fascist.
I wish you luck. I'm running late.
It's clear you need Andor in order to find his partner.
He's
He's
manipulating her.
The death of 2 corporate security guards.
And he's clever.
A valuable asset going forward.
Forget this happened.
Good try, Cyril. Good try.
They had to pull a guy out from 4. I came as quick as I could.
Post up. We're already behind. We good? Yes.
So you can see right now that they don't quite do it the way they should. There are flaws
Prep for door.
in the security. And he's taking this all in and learning. Hopefully formulating a plan.
This is Unit 52D.
It's Andy Serkis.
The D is for day shift.
It is.
7 levels of factory, 7 rooms per level, 7 tables per room, 7 men each table. My name
I did not.
Loy. I'm the 52D unit manager.
I didn't expect to see Andy Serkis.
Answer to me. Name.
Snoke himself.
Losing hope. Your mind. Keep it yourself. Don't ever slow up.
You're my bitch, is essentially what he's saying here. I am not going to remember those names.
This is Melchi.
Melchi?
We're a man short. He'll give us a pass.
He won.
Isn't he...
Before. That was months ago.
He's in the...
He's done it before. Wasting time.
Down 12 before you know it.
I'm pretty sure he's in the Rebel Alliance. He's in Rogue One.
2 minutes. Come on, boys. We can rally.
As ever, the least productive table will be disciplined.
And they're at a disadvantage. Because they've only got 6 men. I mean, you can't deny that it's effective. They're clearly motivated.
Not.
Ooh.
No, I'll have
Ooh.
You used to like it.
I was just better at pretending.
I should find Dad. Nice to see you again.
What about the money I've moved already?
Her daughter's definitely the type who would squeal on her mum.
So we've given up on hiding it?
How much are we worrying about?
I think his situation is finally hitting home. Melchi. There's a communication system in place. It's a lot of prisoners.
Personally, here, yes. I'm at great risk of ingesting too much of this nourishing Chandrillan hospitality.
Huh. They're very slimy.
They doubled everyone's number last month. PORD.
Oh shit.
What's he talking about it?
About what?
The
public order resentencing directive.
It's been a tough month here waiting for news.
Everyone had their
But
sentence
people are
doubled.
saying.
Step off, you got 7 seconds. Oh, that was close.
No, Mon became a senator at 16.
Jesus.
No, we'd already been married a year.
What?
Traditional.
I guess it
Ways of Chandrila.
As was the
kind of shows how it's been a long time.
Have you seen Tay?
No, he left.
All these young senators and queens. No wonder the galaxy's fucked up. If you get caught on that floor, how are you supposed to get off it? Because it's constant. And no one's going to step down to pull you off. No, the passage of time.
Light.
I mean, I guess you'd lose weight in this place, wouldn't you?
Off 2. There are 18.
We're starting to see some stormtroopers around now. Definitely increasing their presence.
She's obsessed with troopers. She fell trying to pry open the Aldrich's floodgate.
She's got the heart of a rebel, but her body is failing.
The tunnel under the hotel was still open. Maybe I'm a rich girl, running away from her family.
That's cold.
It's a strain on their relationship, clearly.
For you.
She
I told you up front.
is very
The
dedicated.
struggle will always come first. We take what's left. Need to look for something in the back.
She's going to try and communicate. This might be where the Empire fixes on their signal. If they are listening. So yeah, there's a Gungan shield back there. Someone mentioned that he's got a... Yeah, there's the Jedi Temple mask.
Code, the frequency, all of it. I'm thinking clearly and you
Oh.
aren't.
Who's in charge here?
Need to shut it down.
It's Andor. Knowing it's out there, knowing me.
I think that's a lightsaber.
Not knowing what he knows.
Oh. Someone's going to end it. Someone is suicidal. This is what I was saying before. That's what I mean. If you step on it, you're dead. Oh, that's horrendous. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The hotel. He never came home.
Uh-oh.
Get these people back. I want a perimeter.
2 and 2.
I think they found the signal. This is where... That makes sense. It's where Saw Gerrera is.
And that's exactly what I would say if I were you.
If you're trying to convince me it was you, it's working.
He's playing his hand well.
It was a masterpiece.
I did, but they're not for free.
Let them be free.
Not every operation is as flush as yours. It may take some time to work up, but he's got an angle.
The man is an ox. Slow and stupid.
Not strong. I want
Riga.
his plan. He'll need air support.
Let's just keep this simple.
We need the Empire to help. We need them angry. We need them coming down hard.
Need them to turn the people.
Oppression breeds rebellion.
Yeah.
But together...
Krieger's a separatist. My pays?
The
Gorman Front.
He still remembers...
Protestant Alliance. Sectorist. Human
Yeah.
cultist. Galaxy petitionist. They're lost. All of them. Lost. Lost.
He still holds the Separatists in a bad light. After the invasion of his home world.
What are you?
And the death of his sister.
No sale today, Luthen. Good luck with Anto Krieger.
You can see how much of a problem Saw is for the Alliance, even now.
What are you doing? Get him out of here. Quickly.
You two. Now!
She's putting on a... What a way to instill fear. So, a really interesting episode. Some really, some surprises. You know, again, a very different episode to last week, you know, setting up a lot of what I think is to come in the last half of this show. Both with, you know, Cassian being introduced to this new prison facility and everything that's going on Ferrix. You know, in terms of the Empire now really starting to clamp down, you know, and starting to get more inkling into how this rebellion is being worked. The prison itself, you know, I love the idea of, you know, not only do you have the security of it being in the middle of the ocean, you know, so people have nowhere to go even if they can escape, but also, you know, the floor being the very device that is used to punish people and, you know, prevent them from, you know, walking around unnecessarily. When I first saw those boots, I was like, Jesus, those are some 80s style boots, you know. And at first I was thinking they were just hamping it up because, you know, sometimes Star Wars does love to, you know, hamp things up to the degree of the 70s and 80s. But no, they had a purpose. They prevent the security officers from, you know, being electrocuted. And again, you know, it's an effective tool to punish people because you can't move around the prison. The moment there is an inkling of rebellion, they just lock it down. And you know, as we saw at the very end there, for some people it's too much and it is a way out. But you know, again, the whole feel of this show now is starting to get more and more of, you know, a horrifying, you know, oppressive force that, you know, the Empire is. You're starting to feel more and more the grip tightening, you know, people being, you know, unfairly imprisoned, having their sentences doubled for no reason. And, you know, you can feel the tension that people, you know, have, you know, all around the galaxy. And the appearance of Andy Serkis was a nice surprise here. You know, he's a big star. I wasn't expecting him to show up here. Not just because he's a big star, but also, you know, he's already had a role in Star Wars as Snoke. And, you know, again, he leads a lot of credence. He gives a lot of, I think, credit to the show here. And he plays an interesting character, you know, this floor manager who is an inmate, but is clearly got a lot of self-interest and just wants to do the job to the best of his ability. You know, it's all self-interest with him. And I like that because, you know, again, that's the way it would be. Another surprise is Melchi. You know, Melchi being in the prison. And, you know, Melchi, who is a, to all intents and purposes, bit part character in Rogue One. You know, he rescues Jin from the Imperial prison on Wobani. And he's part of the assault on the Scarif base at the end of the movie. You know, he does ultimately die along with the rest of the Rogue team. But it's nice to have that connection. It's nice to see where he got involved. You know, he met Cassian in this prison. It's clear they're going to escape together, and then they will join the rebellion as, you know, as a hopefully, you know, friends. On Ferrix, you know, Marva clearly is ill. She's old. Her heart is probably weak, and this whole situation is going to take a toll on her. And I think, you know, she's probably not going to see the end of the show. Whether it's going to be you know, her heart gives out or she protests too much and they kill her, causing some kind of an uprising, I'm not sure. But, you know, Ferrix, it feels like everything is falling apart quickly. Bix has been captured. You know, I get the feeling that her sending that message is probably not helped. They may have, you know, been able to lock onto it somehow. But it's clear that, you know, with Cassian being pinpointed by Cyril, that has led them directly to Bix as well. You know, and again, Cyril here not getting quite the end of the stick that he would want. You know, he's raised attention with the ISB. He gives this kind of rousing speech where he's like, you know, I was a good deputy inspector. You know, I did my best. I'm worth more than just a commendation. And in the end, they're just like, nah, go back to your job. You know, sit down, Cyril. You know, shut up. And, you know, whether he's going to eventually realize, you know, I'm not getting anywhere with this. This isn't the way it should be done. I'm not sure. But he does have, he's got a very stern belief in the fascist empire, I guess, in order, as he said. So I don't think it's going to take you know, I think it should say it's going to take a lot to you know, knock that, I think. Obviously seeing a little bit of, you know, Vel and Cinta. Their relationship is a strange one. Cinta is, like, I'd almost describe her very similar to Saw, in that she's very kind of blinkered. She believes in the rebellion. That's her first and most priority. Everything else is secondary, including, you know, Vel. And I think it's clear that their, you know, relationship is strained because of that. But I wasn't expecting it, you know. So I'm not sure where their relationship is going to go exactly. And then finally seeing Saw, you know, towards the end, and, you know, again, clearly he is a complex character because, you know, and this isn't something I think that's very, very well thought of. He came from a planet that was occupied by the Separatists. He lost his sister, you know, and he fought against that cause, you know, fiercely. And, you know, he's not someone who lets things go lightly. And now a lot of the rebellion is made up of people who might have been on the side of the Separatists. You know, it's again that essentially they are fighting. He's fighting the Republic in a way. So he's on the same side as the Separatists, but he still harbors a lot of this anger and resentment. So he refuses to work with anyone who might have been a Separatist, or, you know, even just doesn't align with, you know, his belief system. And that's a problem because, you know, a fractured rebellion is not going to succeed. And, you know, that's what they try and talk about in Rogue One, is he's too extreme. He doesn't work well with others. And, you know, you see that here, even in its kind of early formation. So, you know, again, I like the depiction of Saw here. It's just, again, a little character study to show you that it's not quite all smooth sailing for the rebellion right now. Things are difficult. It's kind of at risk of fracturing as the Empire does start to tighten its grip. But again, a good episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought, you know, again, an interesting start to this next arc, and I'll be interested to see where things go. So, yes, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you for the next episode.